I want to ask you a few questions on the topic of finding your true voice. And the questions are this: how many times have you wanted to say something to someone, but you were too concerned about what their reaction would be? How often have you been in a conversation with a group and you had an opinion that was different from everybody else's, but you kept it quiet? Or what if you had a different opinion and you pretended to have the same opinion as everybody else? What about fashion choices? Have you ever felt like you really wanted to dress a certain way or wear a particular item of clothing or particular style of jewelry or wear your hair a certain way, and you just held back because you felt like, I don't know, everybody might think I'm weird or make assumptions about me, or worse, make fun of me? Or what about musical styles? Have you ever been in a situation where somebody makes fun of a particular style of music and you actually happen to love that style of music? Do you keep quiet? Do you feel comfortable admitting that you like that music? These are questions I ask to assess how comfortable you are with yourself, with your true self. Because when we talk about finding your true, authentic voice, we have to start with questions like that. We have to start with the voice as metaphor. So, the thing about voice work is that we have to operate from both perspectives, literal and metaphorical. There's a phrase I love. It's from the Hermetic tradition, and the phrase is, as above, so below, so within, so without. And I love this mantra because I think there's so much truth in it. And when you start looking at the world like this, a lot of things begin to make sense. So if you struggle with your physical voice sounding natural and honest and comfortable, ask yourself, how comfortable do you feel with your true personality expressing honestly in front of other people? How do you feel when you go to work? How do you feel at school? How do you feel in front of your family, in front of your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife or your husband? How do you feel when you present yourself on social media? And ask yourself if you feel differently in each situation. The ultimate goal is to feel at ease with yourself in every situation. And that sounds so simple, but you and I both know that that is one of the hardest things in the world to achieve. This world is pretty much set up to work against you in that department. We have a society that is very high pressure when it comes to conformity. We are pressured to conform at work, at school, at all of these places I just mentioned. And in some respects, that's not a bad thing. We don't want to have people running around, shoving their bad moods in people's faces, insulting them. We don't want to live in a world like that. So, in some respects, the pressure of conformity can suit us well in terms of politeness and manners. But what about innocent things like sharing our favorite novel with people who think that that novel is childish or stupid? What about just wanting to share an opinion that might be unpopular in the crowd you hang out with, knowing that some of them are going to have a problem with you? What do you do in that situation? What we're talking about here is choosing a path of authenticity, choosing a path where you are on a mission to become the most honest person you can possibly become. And that will open up all kinds of questions as you move along that journey. Like I said, there are some situations where it's better to not be honest. Do you really want to hurt your friend's feelings when she makes a special cake for your birthday and you think it tastes really bad? No. You might play around with honesty and make an innocent joke about how, maybe it could use a little more sugar, but I love it so much and it means a lot to me that you made it for me. You can be honest without being cruel. And that's where the journey takes you when you choose a path of radical honesty. Because whatever it is that's going on with you on the inside is going to be reflected in your voice. And so if you're not comfortable with who you are and you're constantly afraid of what other people think about you, then your voice is always going to have the sound. Then there's the literal practice about finding your true voice. And what we're working towards here is finding the voice that is just natural for you. You're not mimicking anybody else's voice. You're not trying to sound any particular way. For me, this has been a long journey because I started out as a classical voice student and I was singing mostly Italian art songs, German lieder. This is what you would call an operatic style. And while I loved singing this style, and I had a lot of potential with my operatic voice. But my heart was in folk music and rock and roll and singer-songwriter type stuff and even jazz and Broadway. And I really struggled to sound natural when I tried to sing those genres. I sounded like an opera singer trying to sing country music. It felt a little weird. And I mean, people were very nice. I don't know. I listen to recordings and I just think to myself, you sound like an opera singer trying to sing country. It was like, it wasn't natural. And it took many years for me to discover my natural voice. And I'm going to give you 2 exercises today to help you find your true authentic voice. And I'll start with a physical voice exercise since I'm already on that topic. And I actually learned this exercise from a voice teacher named Stuart Pierce. I think that's his name. It's been a while since I looked him up. I'll correct it in the writing, in the text, if I got that wrong. This is somebody, I took his courses, I read his book. He's an incredible voice teacher. He was the voice teacher of Princess Diana for a couple years or so before she was tragically killed in the car accident. And his story about teaching her is so inspiring. If you have a chance, I highly recommend it because the story of Princess Diana it's so inspiring. As you all probably know, she lacked a certain confidence in her own persona, in her own voice. And towards the end of her life, she was really starting to claim her, pardon the pun, but her true sovereignty. And I personally believe it was because of her voice work with Stuart Pierce. I learned this exercise from him, so I'm going to share it with you today. So he talks about trying to find your true note. And in music, we use the word note to describe pitches. And so everybody has a different range. Some people have naturally high pitched voices, and some people have naturally low pitched voices. Some of us are in the middle. And with me, I have actually a pretty typical range for a female voice. It sounds a little bit low, but that's because you're used to hearing women speak at a much higher pitch. But my range dropped once I discovered my natural range. Most of us are speaking at a higher pitch than is actually natural for your body. And so the goal of this exercise is to find where your voice wants to resonate, not where you're trying to resonate. Because you may wonder, well, why do people speak at a higher pitch than is natural? Fear. A lot of people are walking around afraid to be themselves. And so what happens when your body experiences a fear or a nervous response, the throat muscles tighten up and it causes a higher pitch to come out. Another reason why some people they subconsciously choose to speak in a higher pitch is because they think it makes them sound less threatening. And some people are so sensitive to the way other people feel that they would rather sacrifice their own comfort than feel like they are making other people uncomfortable. And so they subconsciously choose to raise the pitch of their voice. So here's the exercise we're going to do. Excuse me. We're going to make a sliding sound with our voice. And what we're going to do is, as you're doing this exercise, I want you might want to close your eyes, because if you close your eyes, you can feel the sensations more intensely and you can hear the sounds more intensely. But really what we're paying attention to is how we feel, not how we sound. So I'm going to slide up and down. And what I'm paying attention to is, where does it feel the most relaxed in my body? So here's an example. So I'm going to go to my lowest limit and to my highest limit. And I'm going to pay attention to that point in the middle where I feel the most comfortable. I'll do this a few times and eventually I'll stop at the sound that feels the most relaxed in my voice. Okay. You might have noticed there was a point in the middle where I slowed down because that's where I felt like, ah, yes, that's where it feels really good. So I'm going to do it again. This time, when I reach that point where it's very comfortable, I'm going to open up and I'm going to sing ah. Okay. Ah. Ah. Ah, this is my easy voice. This is my voice at its most relaxed. And so I want you to experiment with that sliding exercise and play around with until you can settle into a place of comfort. And do that several times. Do it until you can memorize the feeling of where it feels comfortable. Now, here's your journal prompt for today. I want you to contemplate this idea of what it means to be your true self. What are things about you that you feel concerned if you let other people know about them, you might end up feeling even more insecure? What are the things about yourself you're afraid to share with the world? And here's another exercise I want to challenge you to do this because we've done a similar journal prompt. It's never a bad idea to keep writing about this topic, though. Keep writing about it. But here's a fresh exercise you can do starting today or tomorrow. I want you to think about the fashion question. Think about style. Think about jewelry or hair or makeup. Think about something, a certain style that you always thought, wouldn't it be so fun if I could dress like that? And then buy one item of clothing or one piece of jewelry and then wear it. Or if you already have something, maybe you have this in your closet already and you've just never worn it. Wear it. And then here's how you can deal with the discomfort that you're probably going to feel. It always helps to ease the tension if you can just admit to people that you feel uncomfortable. The moment you admit that you're nervous, they will have compassion with you. So just admit, like when somebody says something like, oh, you're wearing a hat today? I've never seen you wear a hat. You can just tell them, yeah, I'm doing this challenge. It's from this YouTube video I watched, and this crazy lady told me I should wear an item of clothing I've always wanted to wear, but never had the courage to do it. And so here I am. And just tell people that that's what you're doing. And then try to do it again the next day and keep doing that until you feel like you finally built up that courage to wear the wardrobe you actually want to wear, as opposed to what you feel like you should be wearing. So, okay, we've covered a lot today. Our ultimate goal is for you to find your true voice. So I hope that I've given you something to work with. And if you found something helpful, or if you have a personal story to share on this topic, please put it in the comments. I have very much enjoyed reading all of your comments. I'm doing my best to respond to every single one of you. I've enjoyed the conversations, and your personal stories. They help a lot because people read these comments and they realize, oh, it's not just this lady on the camera talking about this. Other people have experienced this. It's not just me. I'm not alone. It's a wonderful thing we have going here. So let's keep the momentum up. Also, share this with somebody if you think they might appreciate it. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you do. And by the time this video is published, I will have a free guide to healing trauma through the voice, body, and nutrition. So make sure you get that link in the description and sign up for my mailing list to get that copy. It's a pretty intensive guide. It's like 42 pages. Oh, wait, no, it's not. That's something else. Sorry. But it's pretty intensive. There's a lot of good information. There's even a meal plan in there. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Remember, keep going because the world needs your unique voice. I'll see you next time.